Roxanne Perez didn't just beat Lyra Valkyria, she absolutely shattered the unwritten rule that says the good guys always find a way to win clean, didn't she? 1 second, we were glued to a straight-up technical showcase. The next, the entire arena realized the referee's eyes were in the wrong place at the wrong time. And then, the Judgment Day was standing ringside like a flock of vultures, but instead of feathers, they were sporting neon signs that practically screamed, "We run this division." If you blinked, you probably missed the exact microsecond when Perez traded her underdog cape for a leather jacket stitched with controversy. So, stick around, because every dirty detail of this match flips the women's division upside down and then some. Going into this one, the smart money was definitely on Lyra Valkyria. I mean, she had Bayley in her corner, right? That's like having a tactical genius on your side. Plus, she was riding a wave of momentum from last month's tag streak, and let's not forget that crowd-quieting fisherman's buster that looks like it belongs on an Olympic highlight reel. It just screams precision and power. Perez, on the other hand, walked in flanked by Raquel Rodriguez, and honestly, that already felt like bringing a tank to a chess match, a clear signal that the rulebook might be getting a little flexible. The bell rings, and the pace, frantic. We're talking chain wrestling, arm drags, slide under, kip up, the whole 9 yards of classic professional wrestling. Perez, with that predatory gleam in her eye, zeroes in on Lyra's left arm like a shark that smells blood in the water. She wraps it around the middle rope, stomps the elbow with a viciousness that makes you wince, and then grins straight at the hard camera like she's posing for a mugshot. It's a chilling moment, a clear statement of intent. But Lyra, she's no slouch. She fires back with a German suplex that dumps Perez on the back of her neck, pops up like she's made of springs, hits the ropes, and folds Roxanne in half with a running knee. 2 count only, though, because Perez's foot finds the bottom rope faster than the ref can even slide into position. It's the kind of exchange that makes you remember why you watch wrestling in the first place. 2 athletes trying to out-clever each other, out-strategize instead of just out-spot each other. Commentary slips in a stat that hits hard. This is their 4th singles meeting on main roster TV, and each prior match ended with Lyra's hand raised. History says Perez is due for a win, doesn't it? The live crowd starts a faint, "Let's go Roxanne" chant, but it never quite crescendos, almost like everyone's holding their breath waiting for the other shoe to drop. That hesitation, that collective holding of breath, that low hum of anticipation mixed with dread, that's the exact atmosphere heels dream of exploiting. It's the perfect stage for something devious. Here's the turning point, frame by agonizing frame, because it all happens so fast. Lyra climbs to the second rope, setting up for her signature moonsault prelude, a move that usually signals the end for her opponents. But then Raquel Rodriguez, Perez's Judgment Day stablemate, hops onto the apron, arms wide, playing traffic cone, blocking the referee's line of sight. The ref, doing his job, pivots immediately to admonish her, which, let's be real, is basically catnip for chaos when the Judgment Day is involved. From the hard camera side, almost like he materialized out of thin air, Dominic Mysterio slides out from behind the LED board. And what does he do? He hurls a tag title belt, yes, the very one he carries everywhere like a security blanket, onto the apron. It lands with a metallic clank that nobody hears over the roar of 14,000 screaming fans, all yelling at the ref. Bayley, who was supposedly in Lyra's corner, notices the belt, lunges forward, but she's just half a step too slow. In that split second of mayhem, Perez ducks behind Lyra, yanks her down into a tornado DDT that spikes the back of Lyra's head on the edge of the mat. Brutal. And before Lyra can even register what hit her, Pop Rocks, Perez's springboard flatliner, follows immediately. The ref, finally turning back, sees the cover and counts 3. Ding, ding, ding. The bell rings, but it's almost drowned out by the boos. The crowd boos so loudly the ring mics peak, distorting the sound. Michael Cole, on commentary, hits the controversial finish buzzword, but even he sounds genuinely stunned, like someone just told him coffee is canceled forever. The replay, that crucial replay, shows the belt toss happened literally 1 frame before Perez's hands hooked Lyra's tights for leverage. The combination of foreign object distraction plus a rope-aided pin. That's heel nirvana, folks. That's how you build a villain. Social media explodes naturally. 84,000 tweets in under 8 minutes. Eatser Pop rocks dirty trends worldwide. Wrestling forums light up with slow-motion GIFs captioned, "Ref was looking the wrong way again." The moment is equal parts brilliant and maddening, which, let's be honest, is exactly the reaction WWE wants when they're grooming a new top heel. It's a masterclass in drawing heat. Let's zoom out for a second and look at the bigger picture. The Judgment Day is currently Raw's undisputed Apex Predator faction. You've got Finn Balor and JD McDonough holding the World Tag Team straps. Dom carries the Intercontinental title. Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez terrorize the women's tag scene. And now Perez owns the unofficial Most Hated sash, adding another layer of venom to the group. But here's the thing. Holding gold is pointless if the crowd stops believing you can cheat creatively, if they stop buying into your villainy. Just 2 weeks ago, Balor almost lost the tag belts in a triple threat because JD McDonough, believe it or not, forgot to put his foot on the rope during a pin break. Fans started muttering that the group's edge had dulled, that they were becoming predictable. This finish, Perez's controversial win, resharpens the blade. It's a stark reminder to everyone that the Judgment Day doesn't win in spite of chaos. They win because of it. They thrive in the anarchy they create. Perez, specifically, gains instant heat cred. She's no longer just the spunky kid from NXT who squeaked past Mandy Rose. She's now the woman who looked 14,000 fans in the eye and defiantly said, "I dare you to boo louder." The post-match backstage promo cements it, sealing her new persona. With her hand pressed against the camera lens, she smirks. "I didn't come to Raw to be liked. I came to be champion." Short, cold, and incredibly effective. The faction needed that statement, that definitive heel turn, more than any single belt. Momentum restored, boos secured, and a storyline fueled for weeks, if not months, to come. It's a huge win for their collective narrative. Bayley's role in this entire angle is, quite frankly, low-key genius. She starts the match ostensibly in Lyra's corner, playing the supportive veteran. But the hesitation she shows during the finish? That's pure, unadulterated soap opera gold. The cameras, ever present, catch her eyes darting from Raquel Rodriguez to Perez to the belt on the apron. It's a whirlwind of internal conflict playing out on her face. And then, the critical moment. She takes one microscopic step backward instead of intercepting Raquel. Was she genuinely conflicted? Was she calculating her next move? Or was she plotting something far more sinister? Post-match, she helps Lyra to her feet, a seemingly compassionate gesture, pats her back, and then exits stage left without raising Lyra's hand. The broadcast, with its keen eye for detail, subtly zooms in on Bayley's face. That conflict gives way to a tiny, almost imperceptible smirk. And, just like that, dirt sheet speculation goes nuclear. Is Bayley the next Judgment Day recruit? Think about it. She's done the hugger gimmick, the boss gimmick, the singles legend run. The only box left unchecked is dominant faction general. If creative slides her into that spot, you suddenly have a 6-woman core that can believably steamroll the entire division. A powerful, cohesive unit that would be almost unstoppable. The tease alone is enough to keep viewers absolutely hooked for the next set of tapings. WWE, as we know, loves the month-long will she won't she dance, and Bayley's micro-expressions sold every single beat of that internal struggle and potential betrayal. It's a testament to her character work and a brilliant piece of long-term booking. This could be a game-changer for the women's division. On paper, Lyra Valkyria just ate a dirty loss. She lost, and it wasn't clean. But in wrestling algebra, that's sometimes more valuable than a clean win. Think about it. She looked dominant for 11 minutes, survived Perez's relentless arm-targeting offense, innovated mid-air counters that had the crowd gasping, and only lost because of external shenanigans. Booking-wise, that keeps her incredibly strong while simultaneously giving her a ready-made revenge narrative. She wasn't beaten, she was cheated, and that's a crucial distinction. Expect a rematch clause to be invoked within the next 2 episodes, no doubt about it, and expect Lyra to bring backup this time, maybe Becky Lynch, maybe a returning Dakota Kai, someone who can neutralize Raquel Rodriguez's ringside presence and even the playing field. The feud now has deeply personal stakes. Lyra wants vindication. She wants to prove the first win wasn't legitimate. Perez, on the other hand, wants to prove the first win wasn't lightning in a bottle, that she can do it again by any means necessary. This is classic chase formula, and chase stories are historically the absolute best way to turn babyfaces from merely liked to truly lovable. Think Steve Austin vs. Bret Hart. Think Bayley vs. Sasha Banks in NXT. These were feuds that defined eras and built iconic stars. Lyra's eventual triumph, assuming it happens at a premium live event, which it absolutely should, will feel absolutely gigantic because tonight's loss felt so incredibly unjust. WWE protected her while elevating Perez, which is textbook long-term storytelling at its finest. It's a win-win for the narrative. You want to talk about fan reaction? Let me tell you, YouTube comments within the first hour were a firestorm. That finish made me switch to AEW. See you next Monday. Red One, clearly a frustrated but still engaged fan. Reddit threads were dissecting referee positioning like it was the Zapruder film, with frame-by-frame analysis of every missed detail. TikTok duet culture was having an absolute field day. Fans mimicking the belt throw with frying pans, coffee mugs, even their younger siblings. It was chaotic, hilarious, and utterly viral. Arena exit polls caught one kid in a Rey Mysterio mask crying because Dominic ruined wrestling. His dad, a seasoned fan, just shrugged and said, "That's the point, buddy." It perfectly encapsulates the complex emotions wrestling evokes. Meanwhile, arena merch stands reported Perez shirts sold out. Yes, completely sold out. Because heat sells faster than ice-cold lemonade in July. People love to hate, and they love to show it. Twitter, always a hive of activity, was marking out over Perez's subtle dark eyeliner tweak, calling it the descent into villainy aesthetic. Wrestling is arguably the only sport where the villain's jersey flies off the rack faster than the hero's, and tonight proved it once again in spectacular fashion. The controversy, the outrage, it all translates into engagement and, ultimately, sales. If you're enjoying this deep dive into the wild world of wrestling finishes, don't be shy. Smash that subscribe button and help bail us out of YouTube jail by hitting like. Comments are wide open. Do you think Perez's finish was genius booking or blatant referee malpractice? Tell us below. The most liked comment gets pinned. Let's take a little trip down memory lane, shall we? Go back to SummerSlam '97 when Bret Hart beat The Undertaker via ref bump and chair shot combo. Fans were absolutely livid, weren't they? Yet that finish is now taught in wrestling seminars as the perfect example of a heel cheat, a masterclass in drawing heat. It was a pivotal moment that blurred the lines between good and evil. Fast forward to 2005, and you have Eddie Guerrero losing the tag belts while sneaking a chair in full view of the ref because lie, cheat, steal was canon for him. It was part of his character, and the fans loved to hate him for it. Then, in 2014, Seth Rollins curb-stomped Dean Ambrose through cinder blocks. No bell, no match, just pure, unadulterated malice. Each era, you see, needs a signature "you've crossed the line" moment to keep the universe feeling unpredictable, to remind us that anything can happen. Perez's belt-assisted, tainted win already slots comfortably into that lineage. It's not about the weapon itself, it's about the optics of unfairness, the blatant disregard for the rules, and the sheer audacity of it all. The company playbook is deceptively simple. Protect the loser, give the winner heat, and stretch the feud for maximum impact. Tonight's finish followed that recipe to the gram, proving that some classic ingredients never go out of style. These moments are what fuel long-term storytelling and create lasting memories for fans. They teach us that sometimes the bad guy wins, and that makes the eventual triumph of the good guy even sweeter. So, what's next for this simmering rivalry? We've got a few likely directions here, and honestly, each one has its own juicy potential. Direction A. Immediate rematch next Raw. This is the most common and often the highest rated option. It's almost guaranteed to include a stipulation that bans Judgment Day from ringside. But let's be real, we all know interference will happen anyway, right? It'll just be a surprise run-in, perhaps from a newly heel-turned Bayley, finally making her allegiance clear and adding another layer of betrayal to the mix. This would keep the heat white-hot and capitalize on the immediate buzz. Direction B. A triple threat ladder match for a future Women's World title shot. This would elevate the stakes considerably. Inserting a veteran like Becky Lynch into the equation, someone who absolutely refuses to be overlooked, would add an incredible dynamic. Lynch could either play the unwitting spoiler, further complicating things for Lyra, or become an unexpected ally against the Judgment Day's growing influence. A ladder match itself provides opportunities for high spots and even more chaos, perfectly suiting the Judgment Day's style. Direction C. WWE goes long. This is the slow burn, the long-form storytelling that some fans crave. They let Perez proclaim herself untouchable, book her against a series of random babyfaces for 6 weeks, building her reputation as an unstoppable force. Then they pay it off dramatically at the Royal Rumble, where Lyra enters at number 1 and lasts the entire bout. A true Iron Woman performance. This endurance display would set up a career versus credibility match at WrestleMania, the ultimate stage. The stakes couldn't be higher. Vegas odds would probably lean heavily toward Direction A because TV ratings crave immediate rematches and quick resolutions. But honestly, do not sleep on WWE's love of slow burns. Sometimes building that anticipation, letting the audience simmer in the injustice, makes the payoff all the more satisfying. It creates a truly epic rivalry that fans invest in deeply. You know how it is backstage, the real stories usually come out in whispers. Multiple sources say Lyra Valkyria was actually the first to congratulate Perez on making the finish look gross. And in locker room code, that's about the highest praise you can get. It means, you got the reaction we needed, you did your job perfectly. It's a nod of respect from one professional to another, acknowledging the art of drawing heat. Meanwhile, Raquel Rodriguez, never one to shy away from a bold statement, reportedly told producers the belt throw was her idea because if Dom can do it, so can I. That just shows the collective buy-in within the Judgment Day, their shared commitment to mayhem. Finn Balor, the usually stoic leader, reportedly laughed for 5 straight minutes when he saw the clip, then high-fived Perez so hard her handprint lingered. Even the agents, the usually stoic, critical eyes backstage, were nodding approval because the segment timed out perfectly for the top of the second hour. When both the workers and management are happy, when everyone understands the vision and executes it flawlessly, you know the angle hit its mark, and then some. It's a sign of a truly successful segment. And finally, for those who speak the language of data, WWE's internal metrics, which always seem to leak to the dirt sheets, show a 12% uptick in female demo viewership during the Perez-Valkyria quarter. That's a significant jump, indicating strong engagement from a key demographic. The YouTube clip of the finish hit 1 million views in 6 hours, making it the fastest rising clip since Cody Rhodes' emotional return. Merch moved 3,000 Perez tees overnight, tripling her previous single-day record. People want to buy into the villainy. House show advance for the upcoming weekend loop was up 8% in the market where this Raw aired. Translation: controversy equals cash, plain and simple. And cash in this business equals creative freedom and a clear signal that they will double down on Perez's push. The algorithm gods have spoken, and they clearly favor a little bit of delicious chaos. These numbers aren't just statistics, they're a mandate for more of what we just saw. It proves that taking risks and pushing boundaries, especially with character development, pays off handsomely. Tonight wasn't just a dirty win, it was a powerful declaration that the women's division can absolutely play the same morality-bending games the men's division perfected during the Attitude Era. Roxanne Perez didn't merely beat Lyra Valkyria. She hijacked our collective expectation of justice, held it hostage, and dared us, the fans, to keep watching. She challenged our very understanding of fairness in wrestling.